Hi, my name is Antonio Newton, your local realtor with the Newton Group at Coldwell Banker, and welcome to Time to Talk Tuesday. Today, we're talking about how to challenge an appraisal. In such a fast moving pace of the real estate world right now, and how many transactions we're having, how quickly transactions are happening, and we all know that the appraisal process is a vital part of the real estate transaction. And it's very important that you know, as a buyer or seller, if you need to challenge the appraisal, how to do it. We've had to challenge several appraisals for our clients, and so here's some things to be mindful of. Because if you're a seller, you may have to lower the price of your home, or if you're a buyer, you may risk losing financing or either bringing cash to the table. So if you find yourself in a situation where you believe the appraisal is too low, here's some things that can help you guide through that. So stay tuned for today's episode of Time to Talk Tuesday.
Time to Talk Tuesday, where your local realtor, Antonio Newton, discusses the local market and common issues, providing quick solutions, creative ideas, as well as tips for investors, home buyers, and homeowners.
Before we dive in, as always, I'd like to give you a friendly reminder that you can catch all of our video content on our YouTube channel at Antonio Newton Realtor, the Newton Group. There you'll find all of our Time to Talk Tuesday episodes. You'll find our After Coffee, which is our interview series. And then you'll also find our monthly market stats for the area, along with other video content. And make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell so that way you get notified anytime we release new video content. You can also connect with us on Facebook and other social media sites and engage with us. We want to hear from you. You know, we created this show just for you so we can make sure we're giving you tips. That's how these videos come about, either through conversations that we're having, through something that may be happening in deals that we're working with clients, or through other agents in our office or things we hear that's going on in our marketplace. So we want to hear from you. So we invite you to reach out to us if there's a topic that you want us to specifically cover. Of course, there's a lot of information. There's tons of information on the web, but who better to get it from a local, trusted resource here, your local realtor, Antonio Newton. So, talking about the appraisal, how can we challenge it? So like we said, we know that the appraisal is a vital part of the process. So unless a buyer is paying cash or it's a cash transaction, the mortgage lender is going to require an appraisal. And as we said, if you're a seller, you can find yourself reducing the price or either not selling at all. Or if you're a buyer, you can find yourself having to bring cash to the table or not buying at all. And neither of those situations are good for anybody involved. Oftentimes, there's already been money spent if you're a buyer or a seller to get the home ready. You've already started to separate yourself. So now you want to make sure you go through that the transaction is a success. So first, what is an appraisal? Well, it's a professional, an appraiser, and their job is to give an unbiased view of the value of your home. They're going to create a report, and it's going to be based on current market trends. They're going to come look at your home, and they're going to look at comparable sales of nearby similar properties. Generally, the buyer pays the fee for the appraisal, but you got to remember, it is not for the buyer. It is for the lending institution. It is to protect them because they want to make sure, the bank wants to make sure that they are not giving a loan to a homeowner who's borrowing too much because the home is going to be collateral. So if they won't be able to sell that home and get their money back, then they're not going to issue that loan. So once again, unlike the home inspector, the home appraiser is actually working for the lender or whoever's granting you the loan. So the first thing you want to do is get a copy. You should get a copy of it anyway as the borrower, but you want to make sure you get a copy of the inspection report so you can look at the data that's on there, as well as see who the appraiser is, when it was done, what comps that they used. You can't challenge the appraisal if you don't know it and what's on it and what's in it. So you got to get a copy. And then from there, you can look for certain errors. Appraisers can and do have errors. For example, the square footage can be wrong, but there's a certain threshold. Don't quote me on this. I'm not an appraiser, but I believe the square footage can be plus or minus 10%. The wrong number of the bathrooms could be listed incorrectly, or the home could be listed in the wrong neighborhood. So you want to go back and make sure, because appraisers are busy too in this super fast market. So you want to make sure that no errors was committed in your appraisal report. Next thing you want to do is look for the comps, the comparable sales. Are they up to date? That's one of the biggest factors in determining the value is going to be the comps. Comps are homes that are nearby, similar in square footage, similar in style and size. These homes should have sold within the last 6 months or more recently if they're included on the appraisal report. So you want to see, are they using for some data from 12 months ago? If you've been following our monthly market stats, you know 12 months ago, homes have appreciated by 12%. Some areas are even higher. So if you're using data that's 12 months old, then that's not a fair comparison of where the market is right now. So appraiser really wants to use things that are 6 months or less. Also, you want to check, are they using comps that an investor bought or that was significantly discounted because it was a foreclosure? Because those are not eye to eye, apple to apple comparisons. So you want to look for all of this and see and make sure that they used appropriate comps. Also, if you're buying new construction, are they using resale? If you're buying resale, are they using new construction? So you want to look at all this data and find out. Maybe your home is on 5 acres worth of land. Maybe they're using one that's in a subdivision that's on 0.23. And if they are using these, there needs to be an adjustment made for these variations in subject properties. Another thing you want to do is see if any improvements were left out. An appraiser will want to know about some improvements you made. So maybe they don't know that you got a brand new furnace. Maybe they don't know that you have brand new ductwork or that the roof was just put in. Maybe they don't know that you added a bathroom or a bedroom. So there can be things that are left out. And again, once again, you can use this to challenge the appraisal. Any other kind of improvements, even though it may not make that large of a difference, you want to try to have any improvements that you've made on your home. Did you put recessed lighting in, granite countertops, new appliances? Now, just because you have new appliances, that doesn't mean your house is going to sell for more money, but it is going to be more marketable. And what you really want to try to do, what you're trying to do in challenge these is just show value. And of course, new appliances do add more value than old appliances or outdated appliances. So anything that you can have, I would recommend that you list. We do this for all of our clients, all of our seller clients. List all the improvements that you've done in your home since you've been there. Now remember, in this appraisal process, to try to keep things fair, it is done on a round robin system. So your lender does not pick the appraiser, neither do you as the borrower or seller get to pick the appraiser. So the appraisers picked at random, but you want to see how well do they know the area. If they're appraiser from Lexington or Batesburg, they may not know Kershaw County. They may not know Camden or Lugoff area. So how well does your appraiser know the area? If an appraiser is coming from 50 or more miles away, they're not going to be familiar with the neighborhoods. They don't know our marketplace. They don't know where the new Starbucks or the new Quick Trip may be, because those are popping up all over the area. So they may not be able to appropriately appraise your property at the value that you would need to be able to follow through and execute the sale. And even before you get an appraisal, you can look up the person who's assigned to it. If you feel like they're qualified, or if you feel like they don't have the local knowledge base, then you can request that a lender get you a new appraiser. Now, even though you can appeal appraisal, that doesn't mean that you're going to always get what you want. So you do need to be prepared that they may stick with the appraisal, or even if they come up, they may not come up to the price that you think they need to. So if there's an issue, the lender has a committee that can go through and review it. And actually, some adjustments can lead to a downward adjustment. So tread carefully whenever you are trying to challenge an appraisal, because sometimes it may work against you. But once again, having a local realtor on your side to help advocate for you will be a huge benefit. And of course, if you're finding yourself in a difficult situation, then you may want to look at getting a different lender. Now, with certain loan types, the appraisal will still follow that property. That's why you got to be educated on the home selling process. That's why your realtor needs to make sure they're educating you on offers and which offer to accept, because if you have financing offers and there's going to be appraisals done, then the price, right now, many buyers in the open marketplace are paying over list price, and that can trigger appraisal issues. Now, there's a whole separate video on how you can get your offer or be more competitive without triggering appraisal issues, but that is a common thing that's happening right now. So as a seller, which offer do I accept? Like me, which camera do I look in? Do I look in this one? Do I look at this one? Do I look at this one? So if you're a seller and you got these offers, how do you know which one is going to be the best and have the most likelihood of closing? So the one with the most money may or may not always be the best. It also depends on the other terms, because you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you do have an appraisal issue. Oftentimes, or sometimes rather, it does happen, but if we can try to avoid it, that would be the best route to take. So if you need expert advice, if you're thinking about selling your home, give us a call. We love to be able to connect with you, talk about your specific situation, and how we can help you. You can reach me at 803-608-2597. And once again, my name is Antonio Newton with the Newton Group. And thank you so much for watching today's episode of Time to Talk Tuesday. I look forward to connecting with you soon, and stay safe.
This episode of Time to Talk Tuesday was brought to you by the Newton Group at Coldwell Banker, where nothing works until we do. Look for our episodes every Tuesday where Antonio Newton discusses the local market and common issues while providing quick solutions, creative ideas, as well as tips for investors, home buyers, and homeowners. If you'd like to reach out to us, we can be reached online and on land at area code 803-608-2597. So until next time, here's wishing you all fair winds, following seas, and gentle tides.